Let me introduce you to Mr. Kevin Smith, who's Vice President Sales of the Americas for Bombardier Commercial Aircraft. Mr. Smith, thank you for sitting with me today. At RAA this week, we've been hearing for the last 2 days certainly that the regional jet market in North America is really a two-horse race between the ERJ and the CRJ. And we've been seeing your competitor talk about ERJ, ERJ plus, E2. There's a path that they've provided their customer base. And I think it would be interesting to get a sense of the CRJ. How are you developing this airplane in concert with not only your competitor, but evolving market conditions?
That's a great question, Addison, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity today to address that, a most critical question. So, at Bombardier, our policy has always been to always invest and continue to invest to improve the platform for the end user, the customer. That's through fuel burn, through maintenance, through efficiency of creating a more efficient product for the customer. Every day we strive to do that. So, with respect to your two-horse race question, so let's talk about the history of the CRJ and our constant investment. So, back in 2007, we introduced the new next-gen CRJ 900. And so what did that all include? So we included in that the wingspan extension on both sides, plus we introduced what we call the canted winglet. If you recall, the original CRJ 900s and early versions of aircraft had vertical winglets. And in 2007, we undertook a program to improve the efficiency. We increased the wingspan, and we canted the winglet some 20 degrees for a combined effective extension of about 3.5 feet on each side of the wing. So what does that mean? That actually translates into fuel efficiency and greater lift for the airplane. So the fuel efficiency we created at that time, along with optimizing the slats for the approach and for takeoff, and also reducing the VREF, which is your reference speed when you come into land, all these things, and tuning the anti-skid system provided a benefit in the order of 4%. In fact, we reissued our flight manual that gave operators the benefit of 4% reduction in fuel burn. And so at the same time, of course, we refreshed the interior by increasing the size of the windows. We put in LED lighting, we put in larger bins, all these wonderful things that provide more passenger comfort and really a step ahead in the marketplace. So we improved the product so much that basically the other guys now had to catch up.
You also made an announcement that the airplane that's going to America in the coming weeks or so, maybe I think next week you're going to have the event, is going to see a 5.5% improvement in economics.
Correct.
So what happens there compared to the 4% that you just mentioned?
Correct. So if you take, the 4% we just talked about, plus you add another 1.5% to that, you come to 5.5%. And so where do we get the additional 1.5%? Well, that's a good question. And what we're doing is effectively the airplanes today, the CRJ 900 today, comes delivered with a chevron exhaust nozzle on the propulsion system. And so improving the propulsion system efficiency, we are going to introduce a conic nozzle as opposed to the chevron. And that will give us improved fuel efficiency. We also are looking at a weight program for the aircraft that introduces an avionics upgrade to the ProLine 21 that will provide weight savings, plus it's fully digital, so maintenance savings as well, which means the intervals between maintaining the ProLine radios will be increased, so less dollars spent there. Additionally, we're putting in lightweight galleys, lightweight galley carts, lightweight carpet, all these areas, plus improving the efficiency of building the aircraft as we do every year. And so basically the aircraft is coming out lighter than what we put in the specification. All benefits to the airline, and that translates directly into fuel burn. As you know, the fuel weight is directly related to fuel burn, and if every pound can be translated into fuel burn savings for the customer, we strive to do that every day.
if one looks forward to the time when the E2 hits the market, which is going to be a significant increase in competitive pressure.
Absolutely correct.
What do you do with the CRJ to compete at that level?
That's a great question. Okay, so basically airplane programs, aircraft programs, are fairly economically easily understood equations. It's an investment in the future, it's a market share, and it's return on that investment per aircraft sold that gives you your margin, or the why you entered into the marketplace. So that, you know, the other guys are investing a lot of money. You know, the street says it's a 1.3, 1.5 billion dollars. That's a lot of money to improve fuel savings. You know, 7, 8, 9% in that order. So in the beginning, we were, in fact, 5, 6, 7% better than the other guys. And now that they've improved their airplane with the evolution, or the E1 as they call it, kind of an interim step, they have reduced that gap, but we still have a margin of benefit. Now that we are introducing the 1.5% that will be available on the airplanes coming off the line shortly, we've increased that benefit again, and so that's a continual investment. And then in 2015, we have on the drawing books another 1% of value we intend to introduce. And then beyond that, we are now looking at a program that would provide another further additional 2.5% saving in the 2017 timeframe. So what did I just say? So from the beginning of the launch of the first generation 900s, you would see in 2017, if we deliver on all these aspects I just described, would provide a 9% fuel reduction from the original generation CRJ 900s. So that's our position, and basically those are modest annual investments that we put into the platform. When I say modest, I mean it's not $1.5 billion. So we feel that with the product we have today and the marketplace and the ticket prices that passengers are willing to pay, that we have a very economic and competitive product in the marketplace for years to come. So the other guys are spending a lot of money. They have to get millions of non-recurring out of each aircraft that they sell in order to pay for the program. And what does a customer get? Basically, they have to pay more for a newer airplane, and the capital cost increase for the new aircraft is way greater than any marginal fuel reduction or fuel deficiency maybe that the 900 would bring. So you can easily make up the difference. We can well surpass it. You never overcome the cost of buying a new airplane versus the CRJ 900, a new designed airplane is what I'm trying to say, in the same seat category. So the other guys actually are trying to put on a few more chairs, actually to also make the airplane a little bit more seat cost effective, and they're adding another seat row.
All right, last question. I was very intrigued to see the announcement that the C-Series is getting KU connectivity. And connectivity is obviously a big thing. What is the plan for the CRJ and connectivity?
That's an excellent question again as well, Addison. Thank you. Well, you know, we've already introduced it. We're delivering airplanes to Delta with GoGo Wi-Fi installation on the aircraft. So the airplanes we deliver as we speak weekly to Delta have that functionality. And as you said, and rightly so, we just now announced, just at this show, the RAA, 39th Annual Regional Airline Association show, that the C-Series will be the first in production fit. We've teamed with Panasonic as our chosen supplier to provide a KU band satellite and ground-based navigation connectivity solution to the public.
Any chance that you can put KU on at CRJ?
Interesting question. We look at all these developments every day, and you know, size is important too. So as things become more efficient in size and weight, then it will certainly be looked at in terms of an option for future and existing products.
Thank you.